At a time where it is difficult to practice, if you can practice the beginning of sentences that you can reuse, recycle, then you can quickly speak effectively in a variety of different situations. When you are challenged with a question, you should never be at a loss of words. In this lesson, today we are going to see a challenging question and how to respond to it using ductive responses and that may be but phrases. Whenever you're faced with a challenge question, you can clarify. There's no harm in it. If you don't want to clarify, then you always have the ready duct tape responses and the magic phrase which is that may be but. Now let's go and get started. If you have a challenge question like, are you going to raise your children Catholic? Now, the duct tape response to it immediately, efficiently and very powerful is this. Interesting. Why would you ask me that? Or you can go further and ask, interesting. Why would you ask me that right here? Or if you want to get into that deep bonus punch packer, you may ask something like this. Interesting. Why would you ask me that right here in front of these people? Now, there is a conversation. In this conversation, you are going to know how I'm going to use the duct tape response and the magical phrase that may be but and the repetitive mode. For you to understand clearly, let's go with the same question. Are you going to raise your children Catholic? Interesting. Why do you ask me that? Well, I thought you should have known this and decided on this at an early stage, you know. Now you respond to them saying, I personally feel this is a private question and I intend to answer it in private. Oh, don't you feel ashamed to talk like that? That may be, but this is a private question and I will keep it in private. I hope you understand and respect that. Well, are you thinking somebody here is a little mad or are you embarrassed? That may be, but those questions are private and I will discuss it in private. Why are you so afraid to speak? That may be, but that is a private question and I will discuss it in private and I will keep it private and I have decided to keep it private. I know about you, blah 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 blah. All that, well, that may be, but keep repeating. Keep repeating. Now you have transitioned from the duct tape response, which is interesting. Why do you ask me that? And you have said that politely, and this person gets on and you quickly transition from the duct tape response into the magical phrase, which is that may be, but the repetitive mode. Just keep on repeating. Give directions and tell people how to communicate with you. Here you are being very loving and whatever you're going to say, I'm going to take it as face value. Sometimes we need to take people's words at face value and under normal circumstances, I would do the same. But if you want to take what you're saying seriously, then let's go for that. So in this lesson, I think it's very clear that answering a challenging question in two different ways using a duct tape response and a magical response using that may be but the repetitive mode. With such a tool in your hand, how could you not enjoy next time when you go and visit your mother-in-law or your sister-in-law or your aunt or your co-worker or your friend or your boss? I mean, come on. A polished communicator who has invested in his or her communicative skills should never be stopped for saying something. And when I say that, anyone can say anything. You can say rude, you can say arrogant, but that reveals that you don't have a response. That also reveals that you have not invested in your communication skills. But if you have invested in your speaking skills a little bit, then you should have what are called duct tape responses and the magic phrase which is that may be but the repetitive more. With that being said, if you need any help further, I will do my best to help you. And don't forget to subscribe and share to many people whose problems needs to be fixed. And for everyone watching, this is Sarah Venkat. Have a good day.